Hey, Thomas here, and today we're answering another question from our newsletter email list here. This one comes from Daniel Villalobos, and this is what he has to say. What are some good workouts I can perform at home that help shred belly fat and build muscle? Thank you, and yeah, I wouldn't mind you shouting me out. All right, Daniel, we're giving you that shout out. We're also giving you an awesome workout here, actually specifically 5 exercises that I want you to do. So if you're in the position where you want an in-home workout that you can use to shred belly fat, also to build strength all in home, then I want you to do these 5 animalistic exercises that I'm going to share with you today. Now, these animalistic exercises we're sharing with you, some of them you've probably never seen before. They're unique. If you follow guys like Ido Portal, or if you've watched Conor McGregor and some of his training, he implements some of these animalistic exercises we're sharing with you. So you might be familiar if you're familiar with those guys, but some of these you probably haven't seen before. Now, at the end of this video, after we share with you these 5 moves, I'm going to be giving you a workout, putting these 5 moves together so you can get the most out of this workout to burn fat and also build strength in home. And best thing is, it only takes 13 minutes to do this. So no excuses. You're going to be able to use this workout all body weight, all in home. Now, the reason why we're giving you animalistic exercises here is, one, you're working multiple muscle groups at the same time. So this is going to help for burning fat. Also, developing with animalistic movements, you're developing a lot of coordination and balance, and also immense core strength. So if you're looking to also develop agility, functional strength, and be able to move like the way you want to, if you're going into obstacle course races, or you just want to, in your day-to-day routines, be able to move better, these animalistic exercises are going to be perfect for that. So, and that's something you can't get if you're doing like weights or your conventional body weight exercises. You're just not going to be able to get the same functional movement patterns that you do with these animalistic exercises. All right, this first exercise is bear crawls, and those of you who have been a subscriber to us for a while, you know this is QM. That's the way it's called in parkour. But basically, you're doing a crawl on all fours using reciprocating motion, so you're using opposites. Your opposite arm is moving with your opposite leg. You want to have your back straight, your wrists stacked below your shoulders here, and you're just stepping forward and stepping back, getting that core strength, getting that coordination. Now, let me show you some progressions because it's important we start off small, especially if this is new to you. So what we're going to do is, first exercise progression is the bird dog. So we're putting the knees on the ground, keeping that tabletop position, so keeping the back straight, crown of the head forward, and we're lifting opposites, holding, and then bringing back down and switching. So this is the bird dog. This is your first progression for beginners. Very easy progression here, great one for beginners. Then your second progression is when you can do the full QM steps or the bear crawl steps here. And then the third progression, this is for those of you who are more advanced, you want to get that ninja level, you really want to get that extra resistance. This is where we do the lizard crawl. And this one, I'm going to let Jonathan demonstrate on here. Let him hop on. So basically, you're going down low onto the ground in a push-up position. The important thing is, your hands are always staying close to your chest here. And what you're going to be doing is basically a one-arm push-up, and you're going to be swinging that back leg, working opposites, just like the QM crawl. The back leg, as you step forward, keeping that arm close, and notice how he's turning the body sideways. Okay? Very important here as you're taking the step, and then you just work the opposites, moving the opposite leg around, and you get this really cool lizard crawl effect. Now, this is the move you may have seen from Ido Portal or Conor McGregor. They use it in some of their training. And I'm telling you right now, Jonathan makes it look easier than what it is. It's very difficult. You're going to get that added resistance. Incredible work of body weight exercise here, or body weight feet here. So, awesome. So for you advanced guys, you can jump onto that. It's incredible for getting resistance, getting that six-pack. There we go. All right, the second exercise is called the frog jump. This is where we're going to be developing the lower body, really getting our jump, increasing our jump. And this is what it's going to look like. You're going to place the hands in front. You're going to go into a deep squat here. You want to make sure to be able to do a full squat. And we're going to jump up, explode up, and bring those arms back and up and back to it. So this is here. Okay, that's your basic frog jump. Now, here are some progressions because it's important that you have certain principles down. You need to be able to do a full squat properly to be able to put those hands down in front properly. So if you're not there yet, that's okay. What you're going to start off with is going down as far as you can, bringing the hips down and back, knees in line with the toes, having those hands in front, go down as far as you can comfortably, and then what we're going to do is explode up, bringing the arms back as we would. Just go up to the toes and back down. Now once you get this, you can add the jump, and that's your first level progression. The second level progression is where we're doing the frog jump. You're putting those hands down in front, you're springing up, you're going back. Now, if you're advanced, the third progression is when you jump up in the air, I want you to bring those knees up and go into this position here. Now, if you're into parkour, you know that position, very familiar with. That's when we're jumping, we're flying here. So that's what we're gonna do. Up. Okay, so that's your frog jump. Third exercise is the crab walk, and this is another form of QM or quadrupedal movement, but this time instead of our stomach facing the ground, our stomach's facing up. And it's gonna look like this, just very controlled. We're working on coordination, developing that core strength, also developing our triceps, and good exercise here. Now, here are your progressions. The first one is, if you don't have that shoulder flexibility to comfortably hold in this position, or this is just too much for you, then I want you to place your bottom on the ground, and we're gonna mimic the crawl, having the feet extended here, holding in a nice straight position, keeping the back straight, activating the core here, and we're gonna mimic that crawl. So sliding the feet forward, or if you wanna lift them up, you can lift them up too, add a little bit of extra balance. But what we're doing is just going back and forth here, working the core, working this movement pattern here to go into the next progression. Second progression is your crab walk. So you're stepping with the opposites, keeping the hips close to the hands. That's important here, especially if you're not too flexible. So you're keeping the shoulders safe. You're also, another trick is if you feel a little bit with the wrist, you can turn the wrist to the side. So you have it's a little bit more comfortable there. And we're stepping using the opposites. The third progression is if you're advanced, you have that good shoulder flexibility, you want to ramp it up, then you can go to a full tabletop position here, really opening up the hip flexors here and stepping nice and slow. And if you want, you can extend that foot, extend that leg, and really get that extra resistance, extra coordination. It can be difficult to maintain. I just lost my mic here. But those are the three progressions for your crab walk. Exercise number 4, this one's a very unique one. This one we're mixing up 2 exercises, the crane and the shrimp squat. Now the shrimp squat, this is more of a modified shrimp squat. You'll see guys holding the leg. With this, we like to really activate the hamstrings and the glutes here, add that extra balance. And if you do lose balance, you're not holding your leg, you won't cause any damage. So this is what it's gonna look like. You do a crane, so keeping the back straight, standing tall, raising that knee up, pointing the toe, then you're going to bring the knee down and back, and then bring those hips down and back and go to a one-legged squat, making sure to keep the knee nice and safe, maintain balance, lean forward if you need to as you go down like you would for a squat, and then back up, nice and slow and controlled, straighten those hips, then lift the knee back up into a crane position. Now, as you're doing this move, eventually you want to be able to perform a full squat here with the opposite, if your mobility allows for it, to go down into a full squat, hitting that 90-degree angle, and then back up. So you really activate that glute here. Okay, so that's the crane to shrimp squat. Now for beginners, we don't want you to hold this balance and try to do this. You're gonna use something to hold to assist your balance here. So with that opposite arm, you're gonna hold here, you're gonna go into the crane, you're going to bring it down, the leg down and back. And this, as you're bringing the hips down and back, just go as far as you can comfortably, making sure to keep the knee nice and safe. Holding here, lean forward as much as you need to. Once you feel that's good, then you're going back up and going slow. So basically focusing on that movement pattern, a little bit of balance, and you can have this here for assistance. The second progression is doing the crane to shrimp squat, standing. Now if you want that little bit of extra assistance, you can use that, but at this point, we want you to have that balance here, focusing, keeping that nice and good. And what you can do here is if you really want to activate this other leg, is as you go here, you can extend it out, you can lift up forward, add more resistance for this opposite leg, and press back through. You're also developing this movement pattern and coordination. Now for advanced guys, you can even add a jump to this. Now make sure to keep it safe, but you can go into the crane, down and back, Using those arms also, reciprocating. Lift up, and then back down again. Okay? And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to switch on the legs in the workout we're about to show you here in a little bit. The fifth and final exercise we have for you is the dead bug. And this is going to focus on the core, also developing that coordination as well. And what's great about this is it's very good for beginners. So what we're going to do is lay flat on the ground. And what we're going to do is lift up our legs and our arms here. What we're going to do is we're going to be driving opposites here and switching back and forth. Okay, so this is going to develop that coordination, develop that core strength very safely. So that's your dead bug here. Now, I have progressions for you. Since this one's such I'd say this is a beginner exercise here. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is progressions to actually make this more advanced. So the first progression, very beginner, is your dead bug here, lifting opposites, work on that coordination. But then from here, to make this more advanced, we're going to extend the legs a little bit further, and we're also going to lift the shoulders off the ground. So this is going to help really activate those abs here. It's going to make it more difficult. And what we're going to do is make sure that your lower back never lifts up here. You don't have any space on your lower back. You want it flat on the ground. If you lose integrity with your lower back here, I want you to stop and move to that beginner progression. So this is going to help activate the core here. And we're doing the same thing, opposites moving together. It's basically like you're doing your bear crawl upside down. Okay? And then for you advanced guys, you ninjas out there, next we're going to go basically into a hollow position, making sure, and just go down as far as your core can take. But if you're advanced, you can go fully extended here. Make sure that your lower back is flat on the ground. Then I want you to lift your arms up close to your ears, and then we're moving opposites here. So stepping back and forth, moving the opposites, going back and forth. Okay? Now, those are the 5 exercises. So most importantly, how do you put this together? Especially if you're in the position like Daniel here. If you're in that position, you want to get that fat loss. You want to clean up that belly fat, cut it off here. Also, put it in a time where you can actually do this. Instead of taking, an hour or 30 minutes to do a workout, you can do this in 13 minutes. So what we're going to do is take those 5 exercises. You're going to do 30 seconds on each exercise in a quick circuit. So 30 seconds each with those 5 exercises. Then you're going to repeat for a total of 4 rounds. Now, at any point during those, you start to lose form, you lose your technique. You can take breaks in between. But the goal is to go in a complete circuit without any breaks, 4 rounds with those 5 exercises. And you can do that in less than 13 minutes. So do this at home. Go over the technique if you need to. Go through those progressions. And if you can do those ninja level progressions, that's awesome. Make sure to, once you go through this workout, let us know. You can tag us on Instagram. Show us some of your stuff. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget, you can start your training with us. Many of these exercises you saw today are in some of our programs, our in-home fat loss and strength 90-day course, also our rapid primal fitness, which is a big one. A lot of people get great results with that. So you can check that out and start your training with us. So as always, train safe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, if you're still watching this video, had to hop on here because I know for you loyal subscribers, you watch to the end. So I have a pretty cool story for you. I was actually getting some musical instruments, which actually, hold on, I'll just show you this thing. So here's the melodica, pretty cool little instrument. You blow into it, and it's like basically a piano. That was horrible, by the way. But I'll have to show you some actual stuff later. But anyway, so I was picking up that instrument at this store in Bangkok, and I ran into one of our fans, one of our loyal subscribers, just like you. He was picking up some hand drums. His name is Victor, and he was there with his friend Alex. And he's from Russia. His friend was from Ukraine. And it was amazing meeting someone across the globe who was a fan of ours. And so we had to set up a training session. And so I'm going to show you some clips real quick. We ended up meeting up. They were playing drums, and we were doing some movement. It was just a great time. So had to share that experience. And also, these guys were super talented. They've basically been traveling around playing music, doing live performances. So if you want to check them out, I'm going to put some links down below where you can check out some music that Alex plays. Super talented. It was really cool meeting them. So if you're a fan of ours and you see us on the street randomly, be sure to hit us up, say what's up, take a picture. and maybe we can set up a training session or something like that too. Anyway, just had to share that story, and we will see you in the next video.
I just started recording, yeah.